18 WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. A Jasper man lost his life in a single vehicle crash that took place just before midnight last night, just south of Dubois. Indiana State Police say that 50-year-old Frederick Block of Jasper was southbound on the Jasper-Dubois Road, just north of County Road 300 North, approximately 1 mile south of Dubois. Police say that Block failed to go around a curve and drove off of the roadway into the ditch line off of the west side of the roadway. Police say that Block's vehicle continued south until it struck an earth embankment, ejecting him from the vehicle through the windshield. The Dubois County Coroner's Office pronounced Block dead at the scene, and police said that their investigation into the crash remains under investigation by crash reconstructionists. State police were assisted at the scene by the Dubois County Sheriff's Department, the Dubois Volunteer Fire Department, Memorial Hospital EMS, and the Dubois County Coroner's Office. A domestic disturbance on Jasper's near north side Thursday morning ended with the arrest of a Ferdinand man on various charges. Just before 7 a.m. on Thursday, Jasper police were called to a residence along the 2300 block of Sunset Drive, where police say a verbal domestic dispute was taking place between a resident's boyfriend and other members of the household. When police arrived, they learned that one of the people involved was 20-year-old Joseph Vaughn of Ferdinand and had taken checks belonging to another resident and signed her name on those checks. Police also found that Vaughn was also in possession of paraphernalia and under the influence of alcohol. Vaughn was placed under arrest and taken to the Dubois County Security Center, where he was booked for theft, forgery, possession of paraphernalia, and also minor consumption. A longtime respected Dubois County Council president has seen his last meeting and has been awarded the Sagamore of the Wabash Award. 66-year-old Greg Kendall has served on the Dubois County Council since 1984, when he won his first seat as a councilman. It's been 32 years since that first election, and Greg is now saying goodbye to his fellow city employees and officials. He received the Sagamore of the Wabash at the final county council meeting for 2016 for his longtime service to the community. The Sagamore of the Wabash is an award given by the Indiana governor to recognize the dedication and commitment that a person has pledged to the state and also to its heritage. We caught up with him in the barber shop on Wednesday afternoon, the day after attending his last county council meeting and receiving the Sagamore of the Wabash Award. Greg explained 5 ideas that he has held close to him in all of his years of service to or for the public and for those closest to him.
I always wanted to be the best husband and provide for my family. I always wanted to be the best dad, and I'm very proud of both my boys. I always wanted them to have things better than us, and I always wanted to be the best barber. Everybody kids me about that. I may not be the best barber, but I've always wanted to be a good councilman. I really feel that in order for me to have been as good a councilman as I could be, then I had to stay where I was at and work at what I was doing. And I always wanted to make my mom and dad, who have been my mentors and my idols, proud.
His career as a councilman began in 1984 and since has included serving as vice president for a decade between 1993 and 2003. Kendall has held the title of county council president since 2004. Along with his role on the county council, Kendall has served as the president of the Solid Waste District since it was founded in 1999. Kendall discussed one of the best parts of his 32-year career and what he will miss most about his long and successful career.
Probably one of the most favorite parts is working with people to where you can solve problems that the county has. You're constantly in contact with somebody to help make it better. And that was something that I always enjoyed. And I think probably the camaraderie with all the people, it didn't matter where I went into, what office or whatever. I considered them all my friends. And after 32 years, you get attached to those people. I love not only the county, but I love all the people who work for the county. Just great people. And I don't think you can go to any county in this territory and find a better group of people than what we have.
Kendall is not only a public figure in the area of politics, but he is also the local barber and can be found most days cutting hair. After graduating from Huntingburg High School in 1968, he attended barber school in Indianapolis and bought and opened Greg's Barbershop on Jasper in 1970. Mr. Kendall was gracious and humble when sharing where his strong work ethic and drive to do honest work came from.
I started out as a Herald paper boy back when I was about 8 years old. And I never would take any money from my dad. I just felt that, my God, I can do this on my own, and I'm going to do it right. My mom and dad always tried to instill in me that any job worth doing is worth doing right.
When asked what he plans to do next, he replied that he will be able to be found doing what he enjoys best, relaxing, fishing, and also cutting hair. Newly elected and re-elected Dubois County officials took their respective oaths of office during a swearing-in ceremony on Thursday afternoon in the council chambers of Jasper City Hall. New officials sworn in yesterday include Republicans Nick Hostetter and Chad Blessinger as county commissioners, and Hostetter will be moving over to the commissioners from the Dubois County Council, while Blessinger wraps a two-term stint at Dubois County Treasurer. Meanwhile, Republicans Michael Kleesner and also Sonia Hayes and Doug Ubelor will join the County Council as new members. Ubelor is a former county commissioner and former Madison Township trustee, and also Republican Kitty Merkley will be the new county treasurer. All were part of a historical Republican sweep of contested county races in Dubois County during the November 8th general election. Dubois County Republican Party Chairman Don Hayes says one of the contributing factors to his party's local success is the Republican momentum that seemed to trickle down all the way from the national level.
Well, there's unquestionably the real force behind the election was the support for Donald Trump, not only in Dubois County, but in our district and the state. And of course it played out across the country in areas just like our own, and we don't like to call ourselves rural, but we're more rural than urban. And it certainly was the enthusiasm for Donald Trump that fueled the enthusiasm for our entire ticket.
Now, on top of the Trump factor and the success it brought to the state and local GOP, Hayes says that the slate of candidates this past election was a solid bunch.
Had we not had a good group of candidates to begin with, if we'd been in a situation like we'd been in many years in the past where we didn't have any candidates or very few, and we didn't have particularly qualified people, that wouldn't have done us any good. But we had hardworking candidates. They got out and talked to people on the doorsteps, and then the Trump sweep, the Trump enthusiasm fueled the final results.
3 incumbent officials were sworn in Thursday as well, and they include Republican Superior Court Judge Mark McConnell, Republican County Surveyor Kenny Brosmer, and County Coroner Bob Vitek, a Democrat as well. All 3 were unopposed in November, and all officials were sworn in by McConnell and Circuit Court Judge Nathan Verkamp. The new terms of each official will begin on Sunday, January the 1st, 2017. The Parade of Parades will be featured New Year's Day here on 18 WJTS, and throughout 2016, our TV cameras and crews were at each of the local parades. Those parades were then aired for your viewing pleasure, and this Sunday, January the 1st, we are going to replay each of these parades, one right after the other. Beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time, the Parade of Parades will start and run throughout the entire day. The parades will be aired in the following order: Hayesville Bicentennial Parade, the Jasper Strassenfest Parade, Ireland Bicentennial Parade, Huntingburg Herbstfest Parade, and then we will wrap up with the Santa Claus Holiday Parade. So pop some corn and punch up your channel to 18 and your TV and relive this year in parades this Sunday beginning at 12:30 p.m. here on 18. Local people watching local people. This reminder, at least one local municipality as well as county offices and departments are once again closed today and will also be closed again on Monday in observance of the New Year's holiday. Jasper City buildings, including the street department and utilities office, are closed this coming Monday, January the 2nd. Trash and recycling that was to be picked up will be picked up on Thursday, and what is normally collected on Mondays will be picked up next Tuesday, January the 3rd. All other trash and recycling pickup will be on its regular schedule. The street department and resource and recovery site will be closed tomorrow, December the 31st, in the city of Huntingburg and the town of Ferdinand. All non-emergency departments such as Huntingburg City Hall and the Ferdinand Town Hall, as well as street departments, are open. However, they will be closed on Monday, January the 2nd, and all offices and non-emergency departments for the county of Dubois, including the Dubois County Courthouse and Annex, are closed for the holiday observance. and will open next Tuesday. Game Night, a comic book store and game shop in Huntingburg, hosted an event this past week. Here is Zach Ruber with the story.
Game Night, the comic book and game shop in Huntingburg, hosted an event where patrons can come and play the game HeroClix. HeroClix uses miniature collectibles as game pieces, which feature characters from famous comic book series such as Batman, Spider-Man, the Avengers, and others. One of the owners of Game Night, David Nycom, explains the game here.
HeroClix is considered a miniature game where you play on a grid-style map, so you can figure out how many spaces you need to move. After that, you can use different kinds of superpowers, kind of like the ability to fly, shoot laser beams out of your eyes, and just about any other kind of Marvel DC combination you could do. The best description I've heard so far was chess with superpowers.
Game Night offers a common ground for patrons and customers to play HeroClix, among other games that customers would like to play. Half of their shop is dedicated to these games with a series of empty tables that players can use to let loose. Game Night hosts events for various games that they sell in the shop, such as HeroClix, which holds tournaments every second Saturday of the month, Star Wars Armada, Dungeons & Dragons, Magic the Gathering, and other games. David Nycom talks about how the many different demographics of gamers come into his shop and how Game Night meets all of their needs.
As much of this kind of environment is a niche, there's even smaller subset niches, and since we're in such a rural area, we try to cast a really broad net so that way we can hit every single demographic so they can come in. And a lot of times we have people that cross over from other games, like some people that play HeroClix play a lot of D&D, and sometimes the people that play Magic also play Pokemon. So it's not just you play the one game, you come in here. It's like, no, you come in here, you do stuff.
Game Night is open Wednesdays through Sundays in Huntingburg at 411 4th Street, Huntingburg, Indiana, 47542. I'm Zach Ruber reporting for 18 WJTS.
Thank you, Zach. Make sure to keep it right here, because up next we'll take a look at your weather summary.